broadcasting to viewers in Liberia and across the globe. Hello and a warm welcome to News Today on KMTV. My name is Anthony Kukwema. Stories making headlines tonight. A group of students led by the president of the Liberia National Student Union, Mohamed Kamara, assembled at the campus of the United Methodist University, called on the administration to reinstate 5 suspended students. And District Number 7 Representative Solomon George frowns on the Liberia Legislative Corporation and the Mines and Energy Ministry for inadequate electricity supply to the country. Welcome to KMTV News and thanks for joining. We begin on Asman Street, where following the suspension of 5 students of the United Methodist University by the administration, a group of students led by President of LINSU, Mohamed Kamara, today assembled at the campus of the university, demanding the administration of the university to reinstate the 5 suspended students. Minutes after their assembly, the students went to a meeting with the administration. Well, LINSU President Mohamed Kamara spoke to the press about the meeting after.
As you can see, we have smiles on our faces. As you can see, one of the quote-unquote suspended students who are also in a meeting. As you can see, the smiles on his face. So basically, we had 4 different recommendations to the administration of the university. One was to unconditionally reinstate 5 students, and also to announce the result of May 31st, 2019, and also warning the university to also stay away from student politics. The 4th one, we also said to administration that the souvenir committee should not be chaired by administration, but by the student leadership of this university. That which have been done at all universities. Even at the University of Liberia, you have students who are elected to preside over their colleagues, and they are the ones responsible to identify vendors and all other issues relating to the senior class. And so these are the recommendations made to the university, and the university assure us that it will work with LINSU and make sure that these recommendations are adhered to. Also, we also had the chairperson on the committee from the board set up to talk with the suspended students, Toba Nyiswa. Many of you heard the name during the Ebola time. Toba Nyiswa called also on the phone. He was placed on loudspeaker, and he said that the students need to do XYZ, and after that, all of their recommendations will be adhered to, and all of us are satisfied with what happened in the meeting. And also, the government was also represented by 102, who is the deputy police director, and we also gave a word, and all of them assure us that the students will be reinstated.
Well, in the wake of filthiness of the cities of Monrovia and Pinsville, Montserrat County District 4 Representative Rosalind Swakoko Dennis has expressed her disappointment on why her recent call for the appearance of the city mayors was sent to committee room by the plenary of the House. She also told legislative reporters on Tuesday that the issue is people-centered and has health implications and should be addressed urgently.
The issue about the death, first of all, I condemn what Representative Jimmy Smith did, because the issue about the dirt that is in Monrovia, it is something that is open. It is conspicuously seen, and it does not need a committee review for 3 weeks. It's something that we were to discuss in plenary. That is an intellectual theater or a chamber for us to know what are affecting the lives of the Liberian people, and then we respectfully call those 2 mayors. It's just not the mayor of the city of Pinsville, but the mayor of the city of Pinsville and the mayor of the city of Monrovia, because there is a serious or potential health effect for those who live in an absolute proximity with the dirt or the dump site. And especially District 3, 4, and 5, and by extension, Greater Monrovia, we look at the Stockton Creek, the Douala, the Pipeline, the Red Line. But District 4, being the hub of all of the dirt that are collected in Liberia, in District 4 is where that dirt has been stored. And it has not been properly managed. Now the landfill there has been overly used, and I've learned that the mayor of the city of Pittsville have relocated the dump site to the Ominga community. Being at the Ominga community, all I wanted her to inform the Liberian people, how did she get there? What is the environmental assessment analysis that she did there? Because you cannot keep affecting the lives of your citizens. I met her before and she said that land is owned by the government. I know it is owned by the government, but the government sat down there and allowed the place to get overcrowded, allowed the place to be populated. My intent in this is not to hit back at anybody, but it's for the health and the well-being of everybody in Liberia. The dirt is embarrassing, the dirt is piling up, the dirt is overwhelming us now in Liberia.
Well, still with the city of Monrovia, Mayor Delson Koji said the corporation is working on the construction of a new landfill in Chismaburg. He blamed the past government for not properly locating the current one, which is a serious challenge to the national government.
On the issue about Chismaburg, we are tentatively thinking that maybe 2021, Chismaburg will be fully ready. Because to construct a landfill, we do not want to see what we are explaining to winter, what our citizens are complaining. No. Landfill should be away from the people. The way it's been, the way previous government chose that site, we don't want to condemn them, but we think when we were there, we now suggest so. Because we think we don't want to suggest so. Because waste, because if we're taking it from the people, we can't create it for other people. So we think the way the conditions when some people are in, we think it's not something that well pleasing to us. And that's why we're working with them from the community level to see how we can successfully shut down that landfill and we move to Chismaburg. Chismaburg will be properly constructed into international best standard. When you call what is a landfill, the meters in which people will be away from it, we're not going to incur that kind of a project, people blocking road, demonstration, because at that time there will be no point. But previous government may not think in such a direction, so we are faced with where we met here. So we're trying to deal with it. On the issue of a talk show hold a day, people who are intoxicated with personal matters, I get no interest in them. They must go and solve that.
Authorities of the Liberia Electricity Corporation and Mines and Energy Ministry have come under strong criticism from Moserado County District 7 Representative Solomon George on the inadequate supply of electricity to the country. According to the lawmaker, the ineffectiveness coupled with the obsolete materials that the LEC is operating is greatly affecting the Liberian people. His statement was buttressed by his colleagues in plenary Tuesday as a motion to invite LEC boss and all the relevant authorities on the issue was agreed by plenary.
I have been working with the LEC for a while now, and it has come to my notice that the management team being headed by the professional staff does not mean well for Liberia. It is on a daily basis for the last 5 months. I can tell you that Central Monrovia has been in blackout or in darkness because the LEC is now providing electricity for her people or for our people. I give an example, reason for investigation or inquiry. The LEC received $11.9 million from the past government to resurrect a turbine or what you call a generator. Up to now, that generator is not working. The local LEC management that was taking care of the LEC, she were providing for us, generating an income of $45,000 on a daily basis. The professional management now is generating $30,000 less. They generate $15,000 on a daily basis. People are writing the LEC every day to have them connected to their grid. They are not accepting the letters. They either tell you, go come back tomorrow. The poles that are being used by the LEC, the wires, the generators, the transformers are all obsolete, upgraded, and out of standard, and they need to be changed.
Up to current, you will agree with me that most of the expansion they should have been doing, or they should have done, we have not even gone even up to 10% of it. And people revert to unconventional means because the management team of LEC, they are not acting appropriately. Distinguished colleague, if you look, you will agree with me that there are two issues happening within LEC. The international team that is currently managing LEC, if you will ask me whether they have the sophistication to make sure that Liberians be alleviated from the issue of starvation from electricity, I would say yes. Well, whether they have, whether the space, the political and environmental space is feasible for them to act, I would say no. Because even the Liberians that are in top management are highly involved into electrical theft. And we must be clear here. So there are two issues. So I will also create the indulgence that the international team that's currently on top of LEC or managing LEC, in line with the Liberians that are also in the executive of LEC, to come here and tell clear, because there are several questions some of us want to ask them.
Listening to the discussion across the floor, I will move, if I can obtain a second, that the management of LEC be made to appear before this by next Tuesday. Reason people got money to pay for connections and they can't get connections in Liberia. If I can obtain a second.
Well, still on Capitol Hill, this time around to the headquarters of the Liberia National Police, several campaigners of justice led by child rights advocate Ibrahim Keita yesterday stormed the headquarters of the Liberia National Police in demand of justice for the death of a child in Kingsville No. 7, Moserado County. The minor, identified as Ibrahim Tume, was pronounced dead at the Firestone Dusa Hospital.
And we've also received intelligence, Mr. 102, and in fact your appointment to the place was because the police few months ago were considered to be lenient. And your advent here is because they want to radicalize the police, to kill innocent citizens. We are well to we receive intelligence. We then listened to the trash of an investigative report from the Liberia National Police. It's like criminal investigating criminal. You cannot say that John stole a slipper and John feel who he know he sleeps with. John was like a first you can't investigate it. Complete contradiction. It is repeat with contradiction. So the police, they report yesterday, the first thing they report was killed by a spokesman. The first thing he said, this is a report into the investigation of an illegal protest by the residents of Kingsville. How will you begin a statement by saying the protesters in Kingsville had an illegal protest? Let me make it very clear, 102. There is no way in the world, there is nothing called illegal protest. But I'm a protester. People have protests in different forms and ways. So to have a police spokesman, one, let not knowing Moses at all, to say that the protest was illegal is unfortunate. Let me make it clear. The National Police Act of 2015, that is where the police said that when people want to protest, they must rep the police, and the Inspector General will take it with the Ministry of Justice. But that is police regulation. We are not police, but we are surveillance. Right? The Code of Article 17 made it very clear that we should have a peaceful assembly. Right? So the people of Kingsville were exercising their democratic franchise. And the fact that they stood up against justice and they're not evil, because they were protesting for the mysterious death of two kids, a 10-year-old and a 9-year-old.
Opposition Liberty Party has alarmed over what it calls secret issuance of voter identification cards at the headquarters in Sinker. The cards, according to Liberty Party, are being allegedly issued to selected citizens outside the extended June 27 deadline as announced by the National Elections Commission. Addressing the news conference on Tuesday at the headquarters of Liberty Party, Darius Dillon campaign spokesperson Clyde Edward Tumbe said the alleged action is intended for CDC to manipulate the electoral process.
A couple of days ago, we invited you here to openly condemn and warn the NEC against the repeated postponements of the conduct of the pending by-elections in Moserado County with the aim of buying time for the CDC as it strives to institute their fraud machineries to rig the elections. At that same press conference, we announced the postponement of our campaign launch, which was earlier scheduled for July 8th, or had to be postponed in the face of the latest in a series of postponements by the NEC, and promised that we will inform you of the launching date if it were prudent. We would like to bring to your attention efforts by the CDC-led government to secretly and criminally prevail on the NEC to continue the replacement of voters' registration cards or issue new voters' registration cards for only people identified to be seditious, following the expiration of the official deadline for the conduct of said exercise. Yesterday, buses were packed with seditious. Buses packed with seditious were seen driving from the headquarters of the CDC and District 15 to the headquarters of the National Elections Commission for said purpose. This latest action by the CDC is one of many reasons for the continuous delays in equipping the National Elections Commission to proceed with the conduct of the elections and a part of a grand scheme to rig the elections. It can be recalled that a couple of weeks ago, while speaking at the campaign launch of the CDC senatorial candidate, Mr. Weah emphatically threatened to deprive the oppositions and the people of Moscow County of a well-deserved victory in the pending by-elections. Do not be moved by these scare tactics and grand schemes to rig the elections, as we all will do everything possible to resist such meetings and protect our ballot papers vigilantly. Come out in your numbers on Saturday so that together we can send a shock in the spines of our oppressors.
Well, it's now time that we bring you your sport news on News Today, right after this break. Welcome to sports. Total Liberia Incorporated has sent 2 of its customers to Egypt that will be witnessing the quarterfinals and grand final of the ongoing Africa Cup of Nations. The 2 customers emerged as winners of a draw that was spearheaded by national government through the National Lottery Authority. Both customers expressed gratitude to the company and also called on Liberians not to doubt the raffle draws.
My brother, I'm so excited. Yeah, today here we come. For total, we know where to turn. No. The 4-1 now, 2 miles. As soon you say, oh well, the first thing when you drop the land, I did made up 1 or 2 calls. I say, I can't believe it. Then and the second call, I say, okay, but then I'm on my way. In the morning, before going to where I pass and buy my $20 fuel, they gave me a coupon. I think I did it 3 times. Yeah, I'm already there.
You know, it tells you that it's good to always do business with good people. So I feel good about it.
So how did you feel when you first received the call?
Well, quite frankly, I did not bring a good feeling because, you know, there are a lot of people who call you and tell you rubbish. But again, this was the first time, you know, to get such call. And inside of me, I felt that this could be something good. Where it's good to get your passport. You know, whether you're traveling or not, it's good to get your passport because you never know when the opportunity will come. I hear people saying most of the time, oh, I was supposed to travel, but I never have passport. And
Well, also speaking at the announcement of the winners was the managing director of Total Liberia, Peter Adigonda.
So we started with the last season, which was in 2016. So we started in 2016, and when we had the first African Cup of Nations, so this is the second one. We will have the third one in 2021, and then we'll have the fourth one in 2023. So we are sponsored for 8 years. Again, it is a way of giving back to our customers. So it is in light of this we said we should sponsor some people to go and watch the match. So in order to pick from the Liberian people who will go and watch, we said come and buy the top product, $20, and then you get a coupon. So And when we get the coupon, we'll come here today to do the draw. And that is what we have done today. We've done the draw. And picked 2 winners. So these 2 winners will go to Egypt, sponsored by Total. We'll buy the tickets. We'll put them in hotel. We'll give them food. Okay? And then they will watch the games and then see the big guys that are playing soccer.
And also in sports, Bristol FC, Samira FC, and GM Pro are the 3 second division teams that have been relegated to the 3rd division, while they will be followed by additional 2 teams that will be the loser in the relegation playoff. And as well, Freeport FC and Beer Mountain are the 2 second division teams that have been promoted to the LFA 1st division. They will also be followed by another team that will qualify from the promotion playoff. Well, on that sporting development, that's how we go home on today's edition of KMTV News Today. But before we go, a recap of our headlines. A group of students led by Linsu President Mohamed Kamara Esambo at the United Methodist University called on the administration to reinstate 5 suspended students. For inadequate electricity supply to the country, Moserado County District No. 7 Representative Solomon George frowns at the Liberia Electricity Corporation and the Ministry of Mines and Energy. We say many thanks to you for always joining our news broadcast. Thanks to our entire news team here. On behalf of the entire team, my name is Anthony Kugwe. Good night.